Well, hey there, fabulous photographers. Today I want to talk to you about creating your own custom brand. So from time to time I pop on and I give you really great tips for creating that custom brand that's going to set you apart from the other photographers in your area. Now we know your work is going to do this, we know your personality is going to do this, but there are little things within the aesthetics of your brand that are really going to set you apart. And today I want to talk all about using a custom tea blend to set yourself apart and promote your business. So who doesn't love a good cup of tea? Unfortunately, I don't. I don't drink tea, I don't drink coffee, so unfortunately I can't speak to that. But most people love a good cup of tea and they adore custom tea blends. This is something I learned in my life as an author. Back in the day, about a year ago, I had to create a custom blend tea for my very first debut novel. And fans just went crazy over this. And I discovered that there is an entire world of people who just love custom teas, custom coffees. And if you can connect it to something that they love, a brand, a product, they are going to absolutely flip out over that. And so I created this amazing custom tea for my first book, but you can do this for your business. So why are we bothering with custom blend teas? Well, it kind of makes you look a little high-end. Let me just paint you a picture here. Let's imagine this. Your client walks into your studio for your view and choose session, or wherever it is that you are doing that, and on the table is sitting this cute little packet of tea. There's a couple of little teacups. There's some hot water there, and you're ready to go. Yeah, invite them to sit down, and they start going through their images while drinking your custom blend tea that is named after your studio. So for me, mine might be K.M. Robinson Photography Blend. Or if I had some fun photography name, Your Wishes Photography, something like that. And that would be an adorable little name that would go right on the label. And my blend here, this is for my book. This is the ship name for my book here of my two characters. You actually get to write a little bit about it if you use this particular company, which I will tell you about momentarily. But there's a little description, and then mine is honeybush, rosebud, lemon peel, lemongrass, and raspberry leaf. It's all organic, it's caffeine-free, and I hear it tastes amazing. Again, I haven't tried it because I don't do tea, but I hear it tastes completely amazing. My fans have raved over it. And if you have this available for your customers, for your clients, for your potential clients if they are coming to interview with you, if you have that there for them, that one makes you look super fancy, 2 gives them something to drink, 3 gives them something to talk about, and hey, also, you could actually sell these little packets to people, even if they just pop in for the tea. That's a little extra cash for you guys. So custom teas are really, really important, and custom everything is really very important for you as a photographer to be working into your studio, whether you have a brick and mortar building or not. I know I say the word studio a lot. When I say studio, I'm referring to your branch, to your business, not necessarily to the location that you bring people into. So having these little custom touches, having stickers with your names, having folders with your names, having pen with your names, doing fun, cute things that they can then take with them or they can experience, that is going to be very important. And pro tip here, if you have a cute little table setting with your custom tea and a gorgeous cup, and it's just all laid out all pretty, and you have maybe a couple of printouts from that client's photo shoot, that's an Instagram opportunity right there. All they have to do is pull out their phone, snap a photo of your setting that you've already created for them so that it matches your brand, and they can pop it right on social media and tag you, which gets the word out for you. It's incredibly important to be doing things that set you above the rest of the crowd, which is why I teach you these things here at K.M. Robinson Photography, including things like how to use Facebook Messenger bots, because nobody else in your area is doing that. Nobody else in the area is going and taking the time to create these bots, which is why we are teaching you bots. We're teaching you about custom teas. We're teaching you how to do different marketing things within your brand, within your business to stand out above the crowd. And speaking of our bots, we have just opened up our bot training. I'm so excited. I haven't actually officially announced this yet. It is coming in a few days, but you can go ahead and jump in early, get yourself signed up for bots.kmrobinsonphotography.com. You will be able to catch the replay of my live training, and you will learn all about how to create your first 2 custom bots within your Facebook Messenger, which will, when people go to your page and message you, it will pop up and give out your planning guide for your photo sessions, or your wardrobe guide, or your price list, or whatever it is you want to give out. And you do not have to do any of the work. It's all automated, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later on in the week. For now, visit bots.kmrobinsonphotography.com for a little more information. So when you go around using your tees, well, it is important to be using your tees within your brand, but also outside of your brand. So you need to be using it whenever a client comes into contact with you. Offer them a cup of tea. Offer them a little snack. Offer them, and this, you could also do something like custom coffee blends too. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. But anytime they are in your studio, anytime they are in your presence, offer them the tea. Get it in front of them so that they have the opportunity to try it. If you are doing some kind of sidewalk sales event in your town and you have a table, put out some tea. Let people try it. Or have a gorgeous basket and say that they are on sale. Or give away samples. If you want to give away samples, do that too. You can send them out in welcome packages. So let's assume that you have a bride and groom who are looking at you for their wedding, and you are sending them your information packet. It's a physical packet, and you want to slip in a couple of presents. Or you want to send a thank you gift to your client. Let's say you had a wonderful shoot with them. Send them a box full of little goodies, one of which is your custom blend tea. There are so many things that you can do with your teas, and I highly recommend getting these little pouches. They're just tiny little 1-ounce pouches. They are not expensive at all, especially from this company, but there are a lot of different places where you can be getting these, and you definitely should look into this for your brand. So how do we go about using this on social media? Because we know it's not enough to just do it while people are in your presence, while they are in your studio, while they're hanging out with you, or in your welcome gifts. You have to be promoting this within your own brand. So that means people are not going to know you have custom tees until you tell them that you have custom tees and that you are fancy and that you are high-end and you are fabulous. So let's take a look. I've actually taken a couple of different pictures and I've written some different captions, and we're going to look at those together right now so that we can kind of see how you can use this in your own social media feeds. So specifically on Instagram and on Facebook, this is what you can do. Let me go ahead and switch this over to, boom, let me take my screen down so you can see better. Okay, so the first one says, well, first off, it's this gorgeous picture of a beautiful client. You've got your tea there, you've got some pretty succulents, you've got a cup of tea. It says, she grinned the moment she saw the custom tea blend on the table, and I knew I had found a kindred soul. Of course, I already knew that from her photo shoot when she rocked out her senior portraits in front of my lens, but that moment when she stepped into her viewing session moments before picking out one of my favorite wall collections to date, which is a typo, sorry guys, I knew we were going to be friends long after she walked out of my studio this afternoon. In fact, we're doing a tea tasting next week at the local coffee shop, and you can join us on Saturday at 10 too. Christy and I obviously recommend your studio name blend while you're there, but we're also taking recommendations. What's your favorite tea blend? So let's break this down. How does this one work? You're telling a story, you're telling all about Christy and how she has walked in for her viewing session. She's looking at her pretty pictures. She is checking out everything that you have offered her. You are going through and showing off some of her images. You are showing off that you have a custom tea and that you're fancy like that. And not only are you fancy, but other people think you're fancy because she walked in, she saw it, and she loved it. Then you go on to point out that you did her photo shoot, you did her view and choose session. She picked out a gorgeous wall collection, so it's common. It is commonplace for people to be picking out these wall collections with you when they come to your viewing sessions. You are creating this beautiful wall collection for them, and that is part of what they do when they come to a photo shoot with you. And then you go on to say, and we are continuing our friendship. This is not just a one-time deal. We're not just hanging out for photo shoots and being done. We're actually friends now. We're hanging out. We're doing fun things. We're going to taste tea at a local coffee shop. So you are promoting someone in the area. You are giving them a shout out, and you're saying when they can come hang out at this event at this coffee shop. And then you're pointing out one more time that you have a custom blend for your studio because you are just that fancy and fabulous, and that they can try it as well. But then you're ending with a question. You're asking them that question so that they can get involved too and see what is going on within your social media, which gets your engagement rate up, which is going to help you in the long run to actually go ahead and get people to talk to you on social media and get your stuff shown more and more and more to more and more potential clients. So let's take a look at our next one. Maybe we're going to take a look at our next one. Let me see if I can get this up. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so we've got a teacup. We've got that little plate. We've got the pretty tea. We've got a picture of one of your clients. And it says, there is nothing more incredible than honeybush and rosebuds in my tea, which is why when I was selecting a custom tea blend for my studio to give to my clients, I had to create this gorgeous custom blend at the company that you get it at. It even has lemon peel, lemongrass, and raspberry leaf in it. Want to try some? Come hang out in the studio, or come hang out in the studio and let's talk about photos, or you can pop in and you can buy a pouch to take home. Wow. I had a little bit of trouble with unfortunately, I had a little bit of trouble with my typing there. Woohoo. That was awesome. Anyway, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons today. There we go. All right. It's been a long morning. We've had our neighbors, unfortunately, doing some heavy construction for about a week, starting at 7 a.m. and ending at 9 p.m. with jackhammers and craziness, so I have not been on my game. It's amazing they're not doing it right now. So let's take a look at this. There's nothing more incredible than all of these ingredients which are in my tea. When I was picking it out, I did this with you guys in mind. You give a shout out to the company, and then you say, hey, if you are interested in this, if you want to try this, if this is something that you like, if this is something that sounds good and appealing to you, here's 2 ways you can get it. Come and do a photo shoot with me, or 2, you can just pop in and you can actually buy a pouch of this to take home with you and try it on your own if you are not doing your photo shoot right now. Pretty cool, right? So there are a couple of different ways. And even if they are just popping in to see you just for the tea, that still gets them in the door, which means you can start a connection with them. You can have a conversation with them. You can start that dialogue, and you can get them prepared to go ahead and learn more about your studio and how to do a photo shoot with you. So let's take a look at our last one. And this one says, photo editing can be long, which is why I never sit down to retouch a photo session without a cup of my favorite tea. Do you have any tea recommendations for me? Right now I'm drinking my studio blend that I had custom created for my studio. Want to try some? I give it to all of my clients, but you can also pop in to buy a pouch of it if you are not planning your photo session until later this year. So let's break this down. How is this going to work for you in terms of your caption? Well, photo editing can be long. We're just pointing out that we are photo editing. We are retouching. We are doing all of this work behind the scenes that people do not see. We're reminding them that, yes, we are photographers. Yes, we click a button, but that is not all that photography is. So much goes into your photo shoot. And I am editing photos, which is a long and involved process. So I don't sit down without my favorite cup of tea. Oh, hey, I have a custom tea because I'm that fancy. And you go on to say that right now you're drinking it because obviously you're working right now. You are doing that editing and retouching. And if they want to try some, they can become your client. Hey, that's pretty awesome, right? I give it to all of my clients, but you can also pop in to buy a pouch of it if you're not planning your photo session until later this year. So you are giving them 2 opportunities. Come be my client or come in and talk to me, at which point I will have a conversation with you. We will have a conversation and we will perhaps, hopefully, be client soon. You will be a client of mine soon, which would be really, really awesome. You're giving them these opportunities to come and have a conversation with you and to talk about your teas and to talk about your studio and to just talk with you in general. So the more that you can do that, the better you are going to be at getting people to respond to you on social media, have a conversation. Know that you are a fancy person with your own custom tea blend and that you are taking care of your clients by giving this to them. You are creating these really cool things that the other studios in town, in the city, in the area do not have. So you can send these out in your welcome packages. You can send them out just for fun. If you have them for thank you presents, you can send those out. You can have it inside of your studio. You can have it during your view and choose sessions. You can have it when you are doing events and conventions and things like that, because this is going to make you stand out. Think about it. Who has custom teas? Who has them? Really? Who has custom tea blends? That is not something that you will find in most businesses. So this is going to make you stand out not only among photographers, but among businesses in general. So where do we go about finding these custom tea blends? Well, I got mine from Blendbee. Gemma at Blendbee is pretty dang awesome. It's just blendbee.com, I think. Yeah, blendbee.com. And you actually get to pick your ingredients. So when I did it, she's got a really great website. You go in and you pick your main things. You just kind of click a little box there. And then you can kind of add in other flavors as well. Once she gets your request, she's actually going to go through it and see what works well together and what does not. And then she'll email you and say, hey, listen, I was going through your blend. I really like these ideas. Maybe you don't want this if there's something that's kind of a little bit wonky about what you've chosen. Or she's going to say, hey, I love what you got. I think it's going to give it just a little extra kick if we add something in, which is what happened to me because I don't understand teas. So I actually had a friend of mine help me design this. And then the owner of BlendBee emailed me and said, I love what you've done. I think it would be really cool to add this ingredient and this ingredient to it to make it work really, really well. And of course, it worked really, really well, according to all of my fans who absolutely love this tea and can't get enough of it and keep asking for more of it. And she will help you out. But you could also go to a local tea shop, and I know there are a bunch of them online, so you can of course research. But I'm gonna back BlendBee here because they worked really well with me. They also do wholesale, which is really nice. But you can go to a local tea shop or a coffee shop. We have some in town. I've already talked to the owner, and she would be willing to do custom teas for me. So if you have a cafe that does their own loose leaf tea, walk in, have a conversation with them, ask if you can create some really cool teas together. You can come up with cute little containers. There could be little pouches, which, oh good, it didn't fall too far. You can have these little pouches. Like there's so many ways that you can package this tea. You can even get really fancy about it with little containers or something. You can look at a local coffee shop, which is a really great idea as well, because you could potentially create your own custom blend coffee, which is something I'm going to be looking into this summer. And you can use these to promote your business in so many different ways. Now, do your research, take a little time, figure out what's going to be most cost effective for you and what is going to work best for your business. So maybe there's a specific design you want. Maybe there's a specific flavor that you want. Maybe you don't want to order online and have it shipped in. Maybe you want it local. Totally fine. Figure out what's going to work for you. If you do have somewhere local, I'm almost going to recommend that you do it local, because if you do it local, then you are representing your business, but you're also giving a plug to this other business, and that shows that you're very community-minded. And when you're community-minded, people really like that, especially for small businesses who are local-based, like photographers are. So the more you can promote local businesses, the more you are going to be promoted as well. So strike up a partnership with these custom tea places or custom coffee places and do some amazing work together. Otherwise, check out these online providers like blendbee.com and get yourself some custom teas. You can order just a pouch and try it yourself, see how you like it, and then you can start ordering more. You can talk to them about wholesale. You can talk to them about all sorts of fun, fabulous things, and you can do this within your business too, to really get yourself out there and to be a little bit higher end than everybody else. Now, if you're loving this, if you're enjoying this, do me a favor, hit the share button, whether you are on our live or on our replay here on Facebook, over on YouTube, or on our blog. If you're in the side of the resource blog, let us know with a comment and share. Comments are highly appreciated and shares are highly appreciated, because we are educating photographers to advance their businesses. And when we all advance our businesses, we are training people how to respond to us as photographers. And that is going to get them more in alignment with what we need to create a really good, valuable, engaging experience for them and get more clients. So hit the share button, let your friends know, because we are doing really cool, really random, unexpected things here, like creating custom teas for our photography brands. So are you guys ready to check this out? Are you guys ready to try this? Let me know in the comments below if this is something that you are interested in. I am super excited for this, and I think that you guys are going to do really, really well with your teas. Now, you can come up with a fun name, but I'm going to recommend sticking to something along the lines of your studio so that it is connected to your studio. I know it will be fun to create some kind of behind the lens tea blend, but that could go to any of them. So let's say somebody sees us on social media. That's going to be cute for them, but it could be any studio local. So you want to make sure it goes with your name, that it has some kind of connection to you, and that your name is somewhere on the label. If you work with BlendBee, I know she actually does custom labels as well. So if you talk to her about this, once you actually get into business with her, she will do a custom label for you with fonts or whatever you need on there. So it's pretty awesome. Now, do you guys have other ideas for how to create a custom brand? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And I am going to be popping in on a frequent basis to give you more ideas for looking really high-end and fancy with your photography business, that you can stand out in the crowd as you are working to get more and more clients to work with you and your studio. So thanks guys so much for hanging out today. I'm KM Robinson, social media marketing strategist here at KM Robinson Photography and over at Reading Transforms. We're doing all sorts of amazing things and educating on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Periscope, your blog, your newsletter, YouTube, your website, all sorts of amazing things. And we are jumping into our bot training starting later this week. I'm so dang excited about it. We've got your live webinar trainings. They're about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. We are setting up your first 2 messenger bots here on Facebook. So join me later this week as I tell you all about how that works and how you can get involved with that as well. And as always, you can come hang out with me at kmrobinsonphotography.com, where we have all of our resources, tutorials, our videos, our trainings, our webinars, and some amazing extras for you guys over at kmrobinsonphotography.com. And you can hang out with us at KM Robinson Photography on social media. I will see you guys again next time. Until then, stay inspired. Bye-bye.